CRWV has seen a massive bounce off of that former IPO range top. We've seen that accumulation at that $65 level. We've seen a perfect double bounce with very strong candlestick structure. Now rising with volume, breaking out to end the day. Should we expect stock price to go and fill those obvious gaps located at $102 and higher, even pushing back toward the $126 is doing for Donald trades? We're going to break down and analyze CRWV. CoreWeave stock price is always going to the weekly first to get. We've obviously seen that very big regression at the top of this ascending channel all the way back down towards the bottom, right? Once again, all the way towards the top to the bottom. And now we're seeing two perfect doji candles flipping indecision within a multiple red to green reversion, now flipping green. Just absolutely beautiful setup here, just to keep it frank. Not going to see a stock this primed, at this setup not too often. I would argue that CRWV currently is more set up than it has been since this initial breakout over the IPO range, and that is the level that we are currently bouncing off, being that $65 to that $65, $60-ish level. There's some pretty rough support and resistance in the past to that, breaking out with multiple green weeks testing $187. So as of right now, from a more long-term perspective, you would expect a reversion to test the top of this descending channel, appropriate volume to back it, good candle structure. We're going to set a $102 price target on the channel. Very important support to be moved back up and test that support. Ultimately going to attempt to get above it, the buyers, but we will track and analyze that live. Drop a sub and a like if you guys are interested in that. But with that being said, we're now going to flip over to the daily, getting a more medium-term perspective within stock price. So really interesting image here. I mean, just absolute gorgeous reversal, just to be frank here. I mean, we've seen a very tight accumulation with a very tight pennant structure right when you get in the apex of this very tight trading range. At this very core level, you see some indecisive doji candles just flipping very indecisive, getting dry. And then the second it dropped, boom, big reversion back with the overall market. A lot of negative variance with the whole market crashing. Did affect CRWV? This is a top mover. It's breaking a very volatile breakdown at this point in time. Since that breakdown, the market has been very undervalued. Okay, we have seen very strong buying pressure just really start to get tight here. The volume is descending, and over the past 2 days we have seen the increase within this profile. Very good sign to see on CoreWeave. The last time we've seen a notable effect to that was this former descent over here, descending right back at the bottom of this descending channel. You guessed it, showing very identical setup. We've seen the pop over the top, and that did lead a very long-term push back up from these lows, a good percentage push of 67%. Very strong analysis here for CoreWeave. You have to expect stock price to come and go and fill this gap, as simple as that, at $103. Okay, but we are going to expect stock price to potentially start to go a little bit weak and start to fight with the sellers at the $100 level, perhaps giving it a consolidation for an hour or two or three, or even pausing there for a day before getting the breakout. But from that $100 to $103 level, once this gap is filled, guys, we're looking at our version right towards the top of this ascending channel, which is back at that $125.93 level, which is exactly at the low of this breakdown. Almost identical setup from that September break within volume profile, bouncing at this very core level. Once again, expect that gap fill to occur on the hourly analysis. We did see that coming into last week, about 2 weeks ago, actually. We did see these very strong lows push up from just such a volatile push down, right? Then you come back down to this base point, giving a double bottom, coming back down nearly for a triple bottom, and then since then, a very strong rejection. Absolutely gorgeous move from that downside into consolidation, shooting up, meeting back from that initial drop point. This is what you call a cup. And then we have seen the handle play out over the past 3 days, giving a descending channel within a minute perspective this time on the hourly, just bidding very, very tight here, getting the breakout appropriately around that $86 level. So as of right now, it does appear absolutely beautiful. You got a quick push to break over this handle. Something you always want to see is the end of the day. Once again, not just over here, a dollar over. You want to see it separate. So to get all the way to $90, start to hold end of the day. Some very thin candles, which if we jump to the 5-minute, definitely see some very tight structure being formed here. Just a lot of bullish presence when the overall market ended the day, and just the overall day did not perform well. Seeing some relative strength here, likely to crack right over $91 $1.22 over this high to give a very strong next day to come. Come Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. A lot of strong momentum here to come for CoreWeave. Definitely keep an eye on this one. The hourly does check out. Once again, jumping back to the hourly, seeing this very beautiful cup and handle breakout. Absolutely gorgeous move to exit that with a strong hold. Likely to break right over that come next trading day. Going over to the daily analysis. Obviously getting that regression to the bottom of this long-term channel with a strong bounce with the cup and handle. What more can you ask? Seriously, what more can you ask? You've seen the volume profile snap. Not much negative here at all. If you were a short seller, you need to see stock price infiltrate and break that 83 to that $84 level below the bottom of this handle. If you start to break this and pull a very, nasty regression, then you might be going back down to these lows. Got to give that a visit. But as of right now, it's very low, 1 to 2 out of 10 outlier. Very top mover here within CoreWeave, and we should expect upside from this very long-term descending channel bounce. If you guys found any value in the video today, consider dropping a sub and a like. We've been monitoring CoreWeave back since the initial IPO range breakout on these lower levels, and we'll continue to bring that to you live each and every week. Have a good one, guys. Take care. Trade smart and